Pues no sé, yo como escultor también pues siempre he admirado la obra de Bgirl.
Battering down sentence from Bunny Livingston, Bunny Whaler.
I want to talk about important issues, you know, about life and about how people treat each other, how life changes on people, how you can change yourself, different type of things. But the important things, politics, everything.
Music, you know, a song, you know, I could hear good art, film, poetry, melodies.
So my motivation is just in the making of the sound and the feeling of the moment.
In the beginning was kind of more or less like just doing whatever I wanted, just rebelling actually, you know? Since everybody started when we were young, we just didn't give a fuck. We just wanted to go destroy shit, just fucking put our names. Gradually it just started becoming more of the art form. So I've always been into art, but the more I got into it, the more it became about the art.
I've always been, I guess, a big fan of just art, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. That stuff, when I look at like paintings and stuff like Dadaism and Futurism and even Surrealism and all, like I like to write while I look at paintings like that and listen to beats and stuff.
God for sure motivates me as first, you know, and everything else, the environment, you know, like the nature environment, that motivates me to think and meditate as well.
We're at the twilight of our career, but I want young cats, Fierce and Atari to carry the torch for us. You know what I mean? 20 years from now, you know what I mean, there'll be those names that some younger generation might be talking about, and that's the main thing for us. You know what I mean? Not so much about us, but about the future. You know what I'm saying?
It's really been being part of a movement. Being part of a movement keeps the inspiration high, you know? Because 3 years ago the scene in Miami was just really struggling. It was but places like the Monkey Village, started just doing its own thing, for the sake of doing it, because we love doing it. So, and that really has been an anchor for a lot of us to say, you know what, we're gonna keep doing our thing, and eventually we'll see the fruits of being consistent and being devoted to a movement.
The Monkey Village movement started at a house in Little Havana, which was given the name Monkey Village. Nate Greenberg, a local musician better known as El Mono, began having house parties, and musicians would gather at the village to play and record. Soon enough, this house became what some would call a music conservatory, because many of our local musicians have been and still are part of the Monkey Village movement. Musicians like John Speck, Fitzroy, Bobby, Buffalo Brown, and band members from Suenalo Sound System, NAC Champions, and Locos por Juana, among many others, have contributed their talents to the Monkey Village. The Monkey Village, which began as a music movement, keeps expanding and has now welcomed all the arts. This collective of artists have joined forces to keep our culture alive and to make a richer and stronger South Florida art scene.
And its purpose, it's always been, to celebrate our tribe, our Miami tribe, because it's so diverse and so beautiful.
Say what you like, spell a name, my name's a mean. Super lyrical, syllable, criminal, cynical, critically, political, considerably liberal, know the lyrically, really, you at my pinnacle, why have you tripping?
Shit. Where everything
about to break apart. Where society's unraveling at the edges at the stage. That revolution shit.
I mean, the actual technical parts about learning how to do graph, self-practice. I mean, nobody's really born with graffiti natural talents, you know, but the hardest thing is actually like eluding the police.
Para mí no fue tan fácil, pero sí me sirvió de muchas experiencias, de que yo tenía que viajar 12 kilómetros para ir a Bellas Artes, y a veces ya no tenía el pasaje para ir para allá, y yo vivía en el campo, pero todos los meses me daban la asistencia, el premio de asistencia.
When I started performing, it seemed like every time I did something, another thing happened that helped me continue in the process. Now that I'm faced with different types of responsibilities, like more having to take care of myself than ever before, and the challenges, financial challenges and stuff like that, sometimes it feels like the process is stop and start, and I don't know that I really am good with that. I don't like being held up. I like to keep moving.
Finding motivated people like me, finding people that are honest and trustworthy, and people that are persistent.
It's like, it's one thing, you know, doing all the work and you know, expressing yourself and doing what you love, and the hard part is actually getting out there and having people see it and recognize it and understand it.
I have to be like this is what I want to do, and if people don't like it, then they're gonna like something else.
Fuck you, it's my technique, but I had it. Split for the tripping, murky ideology, befuddled, bending on stereotypic monotony, dangerous appreciation for human sacrifice. Kids join the languages that funnel mayhem precise. Don't say shit, motherfucker, keep quiet. Don't say shit to the fake ass lying. Don't say shit, motherfucker, keep quiet. Don't say shit, no, don't say shit. Don't say shit, motherfucker, keep quiet. Don't say shit to the fake ass lying. Don't say shit, motherfucker, keep quiet. Don't say shit.
If it's me against the world, the question I ask is,
It reflects what is in society. It reflects what's going on. And I would like to think, and I have seen moments of extreme, like people of totally different backgrounds or different walks of life coming together because of music, because they're moved by common music. And that's a moment where it can transcend and affect future type situations.
Come on, there's a little kid today here walking around the streets, and he's gonna stumble upon this and say, what's going on here today? The same way that I went to a party and I was like, what is this breakdancing thing that they're doing? Of course it's gonna affect the world. It's not gonna affect the masses, but it's gonna select a unique few that don't wanna be like the masses. Music, come on, music inspires. Music is an intellectual growth. You know, it's a beautiful creation out of nothing. You know, grab, making, you know, beautiful, just you get colors and you put them together and you create something beautiful that identifies you. Of course that has an effect on people, you know what I'm saying? It definitely affected the way the lifestyle, and look at New York in the 80s, it affected the world. So yeah, hip-hop does affect the world, you know? Yeah, like he said, commercial hip-hop is garbage, but even that affects the world because, well, everybody's garbage now. People, if you look at it, society's whacked, everybody's lost, and of course it's because, well, televisions are our only teacher because people don't pay attention in school, and what they teach us